What is up? We are live. Going to be giving my thoughts on WWE's special that was on Sunday, Backlash, the inaugural SmackDown pay-per-view, really putting the exclamation point on the the brand split, really, showing that it's official. I don't know how else to say it. So let's go down the card and just want to give my thoughts. I don't know how long this special is going to be because I already did a review last night with the Ramblers and gave my thoughts on it. And don't want to be too redundant with this, but I still wanted to do one for this this podcast. So let's go to the WWE Backlash Quick Hits page. Didn't watch the pre-show. If you have any thoughts on the pre-show, you can let me know about them. I didn't watch it. All I'm going to say is I'm not thrilled with Apollo Crews lately. I think he's a good athlete, but he needs something other than his smile to get over with the crowd, because right now he walks out to crickets. Baron Corbin has got entrance. He's got an excellent entrance music. He needs to kick up his heel attitude about 10 notches. He should be doing stuff like what Braun Strowman is doing right now. And I'm not saying a ton of squash matches, but he should be doing something to that effect to really make people notice him and for him to stand out. But Baron Corbin did get a win, which is nice, even though he has another pre-show match. So at least he's getting on the show, not really on the show, but on the show. I don't know what but I have no doubt that they are going to make him, within the next year, one of the top heels. So we'll have to see where it goes. We just have to be patient with this whole brand split thing because it's, they haven't done this in a while. Let's see. They kicked off the show with the 6-pack Women's Championship Challenge elimination style. This started out a complete and utter hot mess. My picks for winning this were Alexa Bliss and Naomi. Now, as much as you may want to laugh at that, I figured, hey, we'll pick someone who didn't win. Obviously, the winner, if unless you're living under a rock, was Becky Lynch. Which, don't get me wrong, I'm happy for that. I am. I just honestly didn't think they were going to go with her, but I do still think that was a good pick. I think she's a very hard worker, just like Charlotte, just like Bayley. Just like Paige, Sasha Banks, I put her up there with all those. And no, I'm not going to get into a discussion about the controversy of Paige. We'll save that for another time. Horrible tattoo. Oh, seriously, never get a tattoo of your loved one on you. It just... Well, like my wife said she would get a tattoo of me on her, which, okay, fine, whatever. I still told her not to. I don't think she'll ever do it. But anyways, I don't want to talk about this too much. It's just comical. I had to throw my 2 cents in on it. Back to the fun of Backlash. But yeah, Becky Lynch won. It's going to be interesting to see who she faces in the future. She's had some really good matches with people like Natalia. I would like to see her have a really good feud with Alexa Bliss. I think Alexa Bliss is really coming into her own. Still a little green, but the way she portrays herself with a big ass attitude and the whole Harlequin look was. I saw a lot of people online talking about that. So, I like it. At first, when I heard a lot of discussions about this women's division on SmackDown, there was not too much positive going on about it. But I'm really trying to pick out the positive. I think the Nikki Carmella thing is going to continue. They shouldn't fight all the time because that's just going to get ridiculous. But in order to make Carmella a better worker, a bigger heel, she should keep on doing what she's doing. It's going to put a lot of eyes on her because a lot of people watch Nikki Bella. So, who do I want to see face Becky Lynch? My top picks would still be Alexa Bliss and Naomi. I think that would be some cool stuff. I like Natalia, don't get me wrong. Just sometimes seeing her as a heel is sometimes very, very painful because it's like her actions, she could do heelish actions in the ring, but as soon as Natalia opens her mouth, it's like, oh no, just no, stop. Don't do that. Because she says some really awkward stuff in the ring, like, oh yeah, you're hurting now, or something like that. It's just think before you talk, because you can heal it up and do a really good job, and then you say something, and then it's like, oh no, stop, just no, stop that, knock it off. But yeah, happy about Becky Lynch. Next, we've got the finals in the tag team thing to see, because the Usos eliminated the American Alpha, whatever, Jordan and Gable. And I think that was just to help bring more attention to them, to help the baby face, just to bring sympathy on them, to get more attention on them. The Usos in this heel mode that they're in now, love it. They're stripped down, no makeup. They're not bouncing around. They're not doing their tribal chants. They're just out there, and they're cold, and the looks they're giving the crowd, it's perfect. It's exactly what Roman Reigns should be doing. And I think he's starting to do that. So I could totally see somewhere down the road, say in the next draft, I could see the three of these coming together and becoming like the biggest Samoan heel SWAT team. I would love to see that. But enough about Roman Reigns. This is SmackDown's time. Good move though, finally turning the Usos heel. A lot of people I've been hanging out with saying, hey, they're getting stale as hell and they need a change. And I like the Usos. They're not my favorite tag team, but they're hard workers. I respect them for that. And now that they're doing this, I think they're going to have a much easier time being heels. So yeah, the Usos versus the Hype Bros, and I like the Hype Bros too. And like I've said before, I am probably one of the two fans of Mojo Rawley out there. I like his charisma. I like his excitement. I like his attitude. I like what he puts forth. He freaking runs over Zack Ryder to the ring like every time they run down there, And I like to see that, you know. Some people can do it. Some people, like the Ultimate Warrior back in the day, did it and completely blew themselves up when they got down to the ring, and then they were, you know, done 2 minutes into the match, you know, needing oxygen. Mojo Rawley, he could just go. He can just run over you and run 20 deep into the crowd and not even stop. Just keep going. Absolutely nuts. I like him a lot. So, you know, do I want to see them do something positive with the Hype Bros? Absolutely. And like I said, I don't care if I'm, you know, one of his 2 fans. And that's not a knock on him. I like him. I just don't. I think it's going to take a while for him to get over with the crowd, for him to get a reaction out of him. I think fans are looking at him like right now, like, holy shit, who's this guy? You know. But decent match with these 2. Usos went over. Usos. Who? Excuse me. Usos went over. So they go on to face Heath Slater and Rhino, one of the biggest odd couples right now in professional wrestling. And I'll talk about that a little later when I get to that. But next we have the Intercontinental Championship match with The Miz, who is the champ, who's going on 150 some odd days as champ. Impressive. Going up against Dolph Ziggler. This, for me, was one of the top 2 matches of the evening. Like I said last night on Rambling About Wrestling, I like this a lot. I know there is some controversy about these guys trying to, how do I say this? Trying to imitate the CM Punk thing from Saturday night. I don't know. I see it, but I don't know. I don't really have too much to say about it, honestly. I did like the match, though. I think this was a pretty stiff match, in a good way. You know, like, you know, strong style. Just these guys just kicking each other's ass. Probably one of the better matches I've seen The Miz and Dolph Ziggler in. And great way to represent how strong this brand is, that they're doing this, you know. And they're kicking the crap out of each other, but they're being safe about it too. You know, you can be strong style and just destroy each other and end up, oh yeah, it was a great match, but now this guy's out for 6 months. You know, you don't want to do that. That's one positive thing about Miz and Dolph, is they can, you know, look like they're kicking a snot out of each other and be fine the next day. So, good match. Miz retains. It's going to be really interesting to see how far he takes this. I've heard some people say that, excuse me, that this thing with Daniel Bryan is going to heat up eventually into a match. I highly doubt that. I don't think that's possible for Daniel Bryan. I think he's unable to wrestle, period. If he was hiding seizures from like his wife and his boss, he can't put himself through that physical of a, he just can't. He can't. And if he does, I'd be shocked and I'd feel really bad for him. I mean, I understand that he misses it. I get that. You know, fans miss him. Totally. He still gets a tremendous pop when he goes out there. But he shouldn't. He really shouldn't, you know, because, you know, he wants to start a family ASAP with Brie, make little Bella babies. You're welcome for putting that little thought in your head. He just shouldn't. Okay. Is this going to turn into maybe Daniel Bryan bringing in someone to challenge The Miz as far as a new opponent fresh on the roster? Maybe. That'd be kind of cool. I wouldn't mind that. Who would that be? Maybe it's someone brand new, like not one of the cruiserweights. They're exclusive to Raw. Like, maybe they would slingshot someone like, what's his name? Roderick Strong. I heard he's supposed to go to NXT, but maybe they would bump him right to SmackDown. Maybe. Who knows? It'll be interesting to see what they do with The Miz. But nonetheless, he retains here. Man, and this next thing just pisses me off. I don't want to spend too much time on it. It was supposed to be a match between Bray Wyatt and Randy Orton. And this just, it was upsetting because they ran the injury angle. So I guess he wasn't cleared. And from what I heard from Dave Meltzer, said that it was because Randy Orton got a concussion from Lesnar. And that just makes no damn sense. Why would you do that to Randy Orton? The guy's already coming back from being 9-10 months out, whatever, from shoulder injuries and other stuff. Why would you have Brock Lesnar do that to Randy and put him out for another, what? Who knows how long he's going to be out, So he can't be in a match, and yet you bring him out to do an RKO against Bray Wyatt. I don't get it. I just don't get it. What the hell are you thinking? The psychology of this makes no damn sense. And me being a big Bray Wyatt fan, it just pisses me off even more. He's had only a couple wins this year. He's being completely, and I hate to use this term, buried, but I'm going to use it now. They are completely burying Bray Wyatt. He should be one of the top heels in the company, and his worth to the casual fan is diminishing quickly. I mean, do they still shine the lights when he comes out? Yeah, because that's a cool thing to do. But they are just killing him. And especially, and this has just been snowballing since Mania. When, The Rock came out and destroyed the whole Wyatt family and had a great 3-second squash match, and it's just dumb. They need to stop this. Because Bray Wyatt is worth a lot more than that. Honestly, I think both Bo Dallas and Bray Wyatt should both go jump ship, and they could go tear up stuff over in Japan. Man, they would slaughter Japan. That would be incredible if they went over there. WWE either needs to do something with them or just let them go. Because this whole journey for Bray Wyatt since his debut has been nothing but poor 50-50 booking and burials. So, he got the 10-count win over Randy Orton because Randy Orton couldn't come out to the ring. Kane comes out, and they had an okay match, but still, just the whole thing it just stunk up the joint. So for me, the match wasn't even that good, Just the whole aura of everything surrounding that just sucked. So, either do something with Bray Wyatt or get rid of him, because he's way too damn good to just be sitting in a chair collecting fucking dust. All right? So that's my little rant on that. Do something or cut him, please. God. Heath Slater and Rhino against the Usos for the inaugural SmackDown Live Tag Team Championship. Nice match. Not like insanely awesome, but just it put another like exclamation point on Heath Slater's journey. Tonight he's getting an official contract, which I don't know. I could see some shenanigans going on with that from the Usos, crashing that party or something. But he's still good. He got the win. They got the belts. So where does Heath Slater and Rhino go from here? Obviously, and then like I said earlier in this is quite the odd couple. In the last one that I've seen that was started out just looking stupid but ended up to be really awesome was Daniel Bryan and Kane. And they ended up being like the biggest tag team. What was that, 3? Oh gosh, is it 3 years ago already? 3 or 4? Right around the time of the debut of the Shield. Was that late 2012? Something like that. Whatever it was. But yeah, that was so much fun. And I could see this becoming that, kind of like the underdogs trying to hang on to the title, trying to keep that contract, make sure you keep your job for the, 10 kids and the double wide trailer and the wife who keeps on giving googly eyes to Rhino and making even more awkward moments. It's hilarious. So yeah, congrats to Heath Slater on getting that contract and Rhino for furthering the whole, funding your campaign. Big things for Rhino down the road. Rhino running for office, things you ever think you'd see from him being a ECW champ from 20 years ago, or about that. So yeah, we'll have to see. New SmackDown Tag Champs. And last but certainly not least, AJ Styles versus Dean Ambrose, who was the current WWE World Champ. Wow. This was just a tremendous match. This was a lot of fun. The new face that runs the place is now your SmackDown WWE World Champ. This is just crazy. Let's think about this. You've got Shinsuke Nakamura, NXT champ. You've got Kevin Owens, WWE Universal champ on Raw. And you have, I can't believe we're actually saying this. It's in a positive way. AJ Styles, WWE World Champion. 3 years ago, if you put those three up together with belts and said, in 3 years, these are going to be your champions in WWE, fans would have fallen over, pissed themselves laughing. We are in such a changeover period as far as like changing of the guard and things going on. Now they just have to fix their booking because Raw, dear God, don't even get me started on how awful Raw was. I'm glad that Kevin's champ. Don't get me wrong. But everything surrounding that was just horrible. I might do a rant on that later in the week for a separate Smash This podcast show, Thursday or Friday. We'll see. But man, yeah, AJ and Dean had a great match. And you know me, if you watch my videos on a regular basis, you know how big of a fan I am of Dean Ambrose. Was it time for him to drop the belt? Yeah, because did I love him as champ? Absolutely, but he wasn't really doing that much. It seemed like he was getting. Now you can disagree with me all you want. It doesn't matter. This is just my opinion. Hate it, love it, whatever. I don't care. It seemed like he was getting kind of complacent, like they said in the Stone Cold podcast. What was that? A month ago, a few weeks ago, whatever it was. That that he just wasn't really doing that much. Did he present himself well with the championship? Absolutely. But then you've got to put forth that extra bit of effort in your character to do that. You can't just walk out there and talk on the mic and be all monotone and say, yes, you are an asshole. No, you're not going to become the next champ. You can't just, people want to see Moxley. And the fact that fans are actually starting to boo him is a great sign that we might finally get a big heel move for Dean Ambrose. Because diehard Dean Ambrose fans want to see that nutcase. They want to see him walking around the hallways with a fork, poking himself in the head like, who can I get today? And just freaking the crap out of people, doing those little, twitches that he used to do 5-6 years ago in CZW promos. And just, oh man. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, go on YouTube, go look up the stuff. The stuff he did in Dragon Gate and CZW back in the day, awesome. Just awesome stuff. And where does AJ Styles go from here? I don't know. Like I said, it's great that he's champ. Dean can get it back, whatever. He's going to be, and this is not a knock on AJ, but Dean's going to be around a lot longer than AJ. AJ's on borrowed time. He's been around doing this for so many years. He's getting up there in age as far as wrestling age, performing age. He's 39, whatever he is. He can't do this forever, especially at the pace he is, because he is a high flyer and he goes 100 miles an hour. He works a stiffer style match, which is great. It's good to see that. But if the guy's constantly doing DDP yoga to, ward off old war injuries, he's not going to be doing this forever. So it's great that they put the championship on him now, because in 2 years, I think he's going to be retired or working a much lighter schedule on the independents. That's my thoughts. That's what I think he's going to be doing. Could I be wrong? Absolutely. We'll see. So, are we going to see a rubber match, Dean versus AJ 2? I hope we do. That'd be great. And you got to think, where does this go? It's starting to grow a little buzz. Today I saw in the news that upon Cena's return, he's going to be going after AJ. Well, that's just kind of a given. And that Cena's going to be going for that number 16 championship to tie Ric Flair, which we all know Ric Flair had a lot more championships than that, but WWE is only going to acknowledge 16 of them. So whatever. That's another discussion for another time. Do we want Cena to get that 16th championship? I don't know. Like I said, that's another discussion for another time. I'm not going to get too much into that. But obviously, Cena's going to come back from after he's doing all this filming for that show with True Grit, The Grit, USA Grit, whatever it's called. He'll be back in a couple months, I'm guessing, or maybe sooner. I don't know. He's still doing house shows. I thought he was gone. It's weird. He just did a house show last night with Orton, I heard. So it's like, if you're gone, then be gone. Don't leave your stuff in the ring and symbolize, and salute the crowd as in you're leaving, but then you don't really leave. It's like, come on. It's like, it doesn't make a lot of sense. He's gone, but he's not gone. Whatever. I would like to see AJ Styles hang on to this till excuse me. I would like to see AJ hang on to this till WrestleMania. I don't want him to lose this anytime soon. He deserves to hold on to it at least till Mania. And then if you want to, book the big comeback of Cena or have him chase AJ till Mania, and then do the Ultimate Championship match for the, whatever, at Mania, AJ versus Cena, perfect. AJ could have his moment. Which means he would probably lose another WrestleMania match, but still possibly headlining Mania with John Cena defending that championship. Still not a bad thing. Still not a bad thing. But we'll have to see. That's all speculation. And more discussion on that for another time. And that's the end of my cup of coffee. And I think that's going to wrap it up for this one. Thanks for checking it out. Didn't get too many live viewers, but that's okay. This is new for this channel, so that's fine. As this channel grows, I'm sure we'll get more live viewers. And as I get better at actually promoting these kind of live things, right now I just was like, hey, let's go live, so why not? And later today, I'll be doing something with a gentleman who is also part of the Wrestle Addict podcast. He does this every other week with Paul Sweat, Mr. Mile High Laz. I'll be doing a thing with him talking about the cruiserweights and the Cruiserweight Classic and how they're coming to Raw, just kind of lumping that all into a discussion, because tomorrow night is the big culmination of the 32-man bracket. So can't wait to talk to him about that. Be sure to join us for that. I don't think we're going to be going live for that. That we're just going to record that, but we'll see. And I don't know how many more of these live ones we're going to do in the future, but who knows? This is fun. I like doing this. And hopefully I can get good enough to do this with some other people live with me. So we'll see. So that's it for this one. Can't wait to see where SmackDown goes. In fact, they'll be on later tonight. It'll be great to see all the new champs, contract signing, and AJ showing off his new title. Till then, we'll do a show probably later this week talking about how horrible Raw was and hopefully how great SmackDown was. We'll see you then.